lesson here for Shady Grove in the key of D minor, very common position to do this tune in, and I'm going to do this in the style of Billy Strings. And I've kind of transcribed a majority of some of his solos. He took several, but some of his solos on a live performance. Okay, just a random live performance. And I thought it was cool because the first few times he did a beginner, or not necessarily beginner, but a straight ahead arrangement, right? An obtainable arrangement. And I have that transcribed here for the first arrangement, right? There's some cool things, but again, it's very straight ahead. And then the second arrangement is definitely much more expressive, filled with more tricks and syncopation and eighth note runs, and he's really combining a lot of scales. He gets twisty and turny with the whole thing. And again, I've done a fairly good job of transcribing a lot of what he did. So I'm going to break everything down here note for note for you, and I'm also going to cover the rhythm as well, because he kind of chooses to use a few more chords than maybe what traditionally is used. So I am going to break that down as well. As always, if you want to access the full-length lesson, download all the tablature, first and second arrangement. Access the multi-speed backing tracks. I have several there, so you can work your speed up, and access Sound Slice so you can slow down and loop this thing. Click the link in the description below. Let's dive in. All right, so let's put those first 5 measures up on the screen here. And yeah, let's break them on down, or let me play them first. So has a pickup there on beat 3. So 1, 2. Just a bit there. I got that pickup on beat 3 there. So 0-2 hammer on the A string, then open D, and then open A. That's the pickup. Measure 2, I'm gonna go 3-5 slide on the A string. It's gonna be tied over for just a half a beat, right? 1 and 2, and then on the and, play the open D, then back to the A string. And then I'm going to strum both those strings. So we got a drone there, or a unison note. Oops. Okay. Again, they're unison notes, exactly the same octave. Then moving on, over top of the C chord, we'll go to the D string, open, then 3, then 2, then open, then 3 on the A, open A, 3-5 slide on the A. Measure 4, landing on the open D, quarter note there, and then a series of eighth notes here. So 0 again, then 2, 3, 2, 3, open G. Next measure, 2 on the G. And then I'm going to finger that D minor. I like to use my pinky on the D minor. You can obviously use your third finger as well, but pinky is just a little bit more natural for me. But 1, 2. And then some more eighth notes. 2 on the G, open, back to 2, open B. Okay, and B natural is not necessarily in the D minor scale, but we're using it here. We're kind of borrowing the note, if you will. And we'll go to F chord after that. So in context, it goes by real quick, but when you're slowing it down, it might sound might rub a little bit on your ear. So those 5 measures in context here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Next 5 measures. And it's kind of, broken up into 2 little sections, right? And the melody repeats itself, so we'll do some similar things here, so in measures 10, it kind of starts over. The melody starts over, and we'll do similar things, but we'll do some slight variations as well. And also, too, you might make note that I have some different chords in here than maybe traditionally the tune is done. The tune's been around for probably a century or more. And there's a few different ways to strum the chords. Just depends on who you're playing with, the style you want. And I did kind of take Billy String's chord progression, how they arranged it and performed it, and used it here. So there's a few more chords, and I actually like it a little bit more. A lot of times it's just D minor and C, just back and forth between those two. But I do like having the F and the A minor 7 in there. It just seems to open it up and just get, helps with the expression and the feel of the tune. So just a note about that. All right, so going to the F chord here, and we're just been cross picking. He did this every time on the performance that I was watching. Okay. So we're holding down the F chord here. It's the essentially out of the bar chord, just the little one. 1, 1, 2. So we're gonna cross pick B string, G, B, E. 1 and 2 and then 0 2 hammer on the G, and then a strum. And really we get into the cross picking, which is tricky. So if I go from the half measure before, so it kind of all rolls into each other, so to speak. Pun intended, I guess. Then going on, open G. Then here's a little triplet. And I land on the 3rd fret of the A. So open G is quarter note, but then I have a hammer pull triplet on the D string, 2nd fret. Triplet. Triplet. And then I land on the 3rd of the A, quarter note, and I strum the C. Next measure, 0 2 hammer on the D string, open G, 2 0 on the G string, back to 2 on the D, very simple measure there. Then this first half ends, land on the open D, I strum the open D, and then here's our pickup. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and so it's open D, open A, then a hammer on the 3rd fret of the A, that C note, and that's a quarter note right there. So 3 and 4, 3 and 4, 1 and I slide up in the next measure there. So then measure 10, 3 5 slide on the A, open D on the upstroke there because it's tied over, back to 5 on the A, and then I strum those 2 strings, just like in measure 2. So those 4 in context, 4 or 5, ready, go. Then moving on here, again, we'll have some similar things and just a couple little slight variations moving forward. So the next 5. So it starts out a little different. After we do the pickup, measure 10, measure 11, 0 2 hammer on the D, open D, 3 on the A, strum, and then a quick slide to the 5th fret on the A string, right? It's just a grace note slide, 1, 2, and it's, again, syncopated, so lots of syncopation, in the second arrangement especially, but, so 1, 2, and then 3rd fret on the D, 1, 2, and 1. Then open G again, back to 3 on the D. 1, 2, and I might actually move my fingering if you watch my left hand here. So I played that F note once with my first finger, but then I wanted to get down back into the first position, so I shift. here. Catch it with my third finger. Next measure, 0-2 hammer on the G. Strum just those two strings, the G and the B. Then 2 on G, open, 2, open B. Same thing over the F chord as we did earlier, exactly. Okay, cross picking, B, G, B, E, 0-2 hammer, strum. Then measure 15, same thing as 7, open G, triplet on the D string, 2nd fret. So those 5, ready, go. I didn't get my fingering down, shifted in time. There it is. And then to finish it there, just measure 16 and 17. And that pickup at the end of 17 will take us right back to measure 2, okay? So that is the pickup that you see in measure 1. It's happening here in the back half of 17. Takes you right to measure 2 to repeat this arrangement. 16, again, 0-2 hammer on the D string. And then open G here, quarter note. And then here's a little triplet on the G string here, hammer, pull, on 0-2 on the G string. So, and then landing on 2 on the D string. So, triplet 4, measure 17, then we just land on the open D. We're gonna strum the D minor, and here's our pickup, 0-3 hammer on the A, then open D, open A. That measure. And I went on to measure 2. And I'll play it all here for you in a sec, one more time, all the way down. But yeah, as you may have guessed, I know it says in the style of Billy Strings, and it is. It's, I've transcribed a lot of his solo, or very close to verbatim of, live performance, and it's straight ahead for the most part, right? A little bit more natural minor than pentatonic minor than I hear some players do it. But fairly straight ahead, right? He's playing that melody. The second time through, the second arrangement here is definitely more chromatic and more expressive, and a little more windy, if you will, and there's more triplets and such. But yeah, this one is straight ahead. So I thought that'd be nice. Be like, yeah, here's Billy Strings playing something obtainable, and so I kind of transcribed it out, almost note for note, not quite, but yeah. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and play the full arrangement here from the top. Nice and easy for you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And, as always, if you want to access the full-length lesson, second arrangement, and I'm going to go cover the rhythm as well, download all the tablature and the notation, and I have multi-speed backing tracks here too, so you can work your speed up with and without the lead part, which is really great. Click the link in the description below to learn how, and we'll move on to that second arrangement. All right, take care.